You're an inspiration to me. When I was in undergraduate school, I used to read In the Spirit, and it helped me get through most of the hard times that I had through graduate school and undergraduate school. I was wondering, you're an inspiration to many. Who has inspired you along the way?
There are so many writers, you're talking about writers.
Writers, anyone you could think of as far as like who's inspired you. It could be historians, it could be writers, it could be historical figures, political figures.
A major inspiration for me, as I mentioned, was my father and his work ethic. And also Madam C.J. Walker. I'm a cosmetologist by training, and I think about what she did. You know, one generation away from slavery. She was actually born into slavery, I think. She might have been 4 years old when slavery ended. And she couldn't read or write, but she had a dream, she had a vision, she had passion, and she had courage. And became, as you probably know, the first self-made female millionaire in the nation. And she is a major, her life has informed mine.
You were an entrepreneur. You founded one of the first beauty companies for African American women called Niquet.
How'd you know how to say it?
Oh, I just guessed. I just guessed. How has your entrepreneurial, as an entrepreneur, how did that impact your work ethic at Essence Magazine?
Well, it led me to Essence. The company really did very well, very quickly. And I came to the attention of the Essence editors, and then they invited me to do a beauty story, and then a second one, and then they invited me on board. My marriage was breaking up, so I left the company and moved into Essence. So, you know, you really learn how to work as a single entity, because I was the only one at Niquet Cosmetics, and it really, you know, prepared me to step into Essence and then have a staff. It seemed comparatively easy.
Oh, wow.
You know.
I was going to ask you, about your mentoring organization for children, National Care's mentoring movement. How do you believe that mentoring can make a difference in the lives of at-risk children?
You know, there's such a breach between the classes in the black community. And when we go to the church or the temple for our weekly fill, we're being mentored. It's a group mentoring model. And unfortunately, we don't invite poor black people into our churches anymore. We don't. And in urban areas, they're not even in churches because they're all big, old cathedrals that have been there forever. You don't have the storefront churches like you did in the Harlem that I grew up in, because now that's high rent, expensive, you know, real estate. So we know that there's research that shows that, in fact, the research was done by you can go online and find it, the California Mentoring Foundation found that like 95% of youngsters who were mentored did not join gangs, you know, did not drop out of school, they graduated. 85% of them didn't even drink or smoke or do anything that would ruin their health. So there's so much documentation and so much research that shows that mentoring can work miracles, as graduate Tommy Dortch says, yes. Graduate of Fort Valley.
Do you believe that mentoring, since there are so many single parents out in, you know, I grew up under a single parent household, do you believe that mentoring provides like, not only like father figures and mother figures, but like skills that, you know, if say you're a female growing up with a single male parent, do you believe that, you know, that these role models provide skills that they would not normally have obtained otherwise?
Absolutely. I mean, you said it better than I could. I'm so tired. But yes, it did. You know, mentoring is a way of imparting information, and it could be about anything. Playing an instrument, you know, learning how to take care of your body, learning how to read. Literacy is a major, major thrust of the National Cares Mentoring Movement. And I would ask you to go online and pull up our website. It's caresmentoring.org.
I actually
You looked at it?
Yeah. I've seen it.
And there's so much information there about what it is we're doing, and there's such a critical need.
Do you have enough volunteers, mentoring volunteers, for your program to help at-risk students?
Absolutely not.
What can people do to, like...
Volunteer. We need millions of African Americans to step up. When the call goes out for mentoring, for mentors, the first respondents are white women.
Really?
And then white men.
Oh, wow.
And then black women and black men. But if you look at who's filling the ranks of all the mentoring, the wait lists of all the mentoring organizations, it's disproportionately young black males. So this is it's a call to the community to step up and honor our moral and spiritual responsibility to the next generations.
Do you believe that this lack of mentoring or lack of parental figure is responsible for the high numbers of African American men in prisons?
I think it's a failed school system.
Failed school system.
Yeah, because you don't find, people who have hopes and dreams and a high school diploma with guns on their hips or knives in their hands. They see a future and they're trying to carve a way to realize it and live it. So when we fix public education, you'll see that the landscape will change dramatically.
I have one other question. There was a recent controversy at Essence Magazine with, I guess, Elena Placas, who was hired as the new fashion director, and of course there's been an uproar because she's a white fashion director. What is your position on the controversy?
I haven't really responded to the media. They've asked me. But I said, I'm not going to even say what I feel because it would hurt Essence.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I said it out there. Somebody asked me the question.
They did.
Yeah, tonight. And I just said I don't want to help to, people, well, what, Susan wouldn't do that. Susan wouldn't hire. And
yeah.
I don't want to taint or erode the brand that I spent all of my adult life building. So I think that the community has spoken, and I think they're speaking loudly. Tell me what your thoughts are.